What's up, you guys? Welcome back to WideBody Nation Power Dollars, or more like, how can you save money on a new Charger or Challenger or Durango or any Dodge product these days? Because 2022 car buying is crazy, and it looks like it's getting worse, folks. Because I got some good news and I got some bad news for you. The bad news is that Power Dollars seems like it might be just totally gone. As you guys know, it used to be $10 per horsepower off, like a cash off incentive from Dodge, right? Then it slowly started trickling down. Now it's down to about $1,500 to $2,000, depending on if you're in a SCAT pack, a Hellcat, or an RT, or whatever it may be. So in this video, I'm going to give you the outlook on 2022s and kind of the last few opportunities you guys have to get a 2021, because there still are some out there. And then we're going to see how we can save you guys some money, because we can't rely on getting thousands and thousands of dollars off with power dollars anymore, since the market is so tight. So before we go through the Charger and the Challenger and whatever else we decide to get to in this video, just a quick reminder that Destroyer1320.com has your theft deterrent system, and I have the Charger version right here and the Challenger version right here. I have a whole box of them because I try to sell them in person to people, get them out there as quick as possible. But since you guys are probably not standing here right next to me or in this parking lot right over there, you can go on Destroyer1320.com. He's got the video on what it looks like when yours is installed, and then also earlier in the video, it is what it looks like when it's not installed. And long story short is basically people can pull a lever that is in your coin slot, and then your car is in neutral, whether it's a Scat Pack, whether it's a Hellcat, whether it's a race car, whatever it may be. Check it out. Boom. That puts your car in neutral, and see you later. So, kill switches don't prevent this. Security updates don't prevent this. That you don't need a key for this. So that's how they stole my 2021 Hellcat. Trying to prevent that for y'all. Use code WBN for 20% off, and he'll know I sent you over. So to check power dollars, always go to the Dodge website, because this is where they update it. Now, with 2022 being here, stuff starts getting interesting. So you want to go to View Incentives and Offers, and that's in Shopping Tools. And then, now, as you guys notice, we are now in the overlap era of this year. So we got 2021s and 2022s. You guys pretty much already know what the game is for 2021 right now. 0% for pretty much every model, and some models offer you up to $750 or $750 off as well. But you guys can see Durangos, Challengers, and Chargers, all of them are 0% for 72 months, and some of the lower models you'll get $750 off on top of that, or Chargers and Challengers pretty much the same. Remember, you do have a slight power dollars incentive right now, but it's really not anything compared to what it used to be. So this is 2021. Boom. Okay, so SXT is pretty aggressive. $22.50 off. We're just looking at cash off right now, since I already went over the APR with y'all. Looks like at RT through Scat Pack, you can get $1,500 off. And then once you hit the Hellcat, you get $2,000 off, or 0% for 72 months. Obviously, if you guys are just going to pay cash, you take the $2,000 off. But if you're going to finance it, I would finance it at the 0%, because that's pretty easy to make up the $2,000 worth of interest, pretty much compared to any interest rate and any term, even up to a super stock. Now, this is where it gets to the kind of bad news. I changed the vehicle, but whatever. Because when we go over to 2022, I'm not really seeing anything. It literally says no deals advertised in our area. So let's go to show all offers, and it looks like they're just advertising their kind of tier 1, 2.7, 2.68% interest for 60 months. That's pretty standard. If you got really good credit, you could get better than that, but that's really not promotional at all. I just say that's kind of like a generic bank offer, honestly. Remember, they do have the Jailbreak now, so that is a way to go. But really, 2022 is not looking good, because by this time last year, they had released power dollars and interest rate incentives on the 2021s. Remember, I said this time last year, whereas this time this year, they are multiple months behind, and it's not looking good. So with this being said, you've got a couple options, because if you're looking for a Charger, you're looking for a Challenger. Durangos are kind of weird now because they're not doing the Hellcat anymore, so there's not as much kind of hype around Durangos, so maybe we'll do a different video on that. If you're looking for a Charger or you're looking for a Challenger, how can you get the best deal? I would, okay, disclaimer though, unless you want to do a jailbreak, because remember, the Charger and the Challenger have the jailbreak now, where you pay a little more, but you can basically option or not every little option, whether you just want carbon fiber or you just want a red seat belt or you just want this wheel or you just want this brake caliper. If you don't, as long as you don't want a jailbreak, I would highly recommend, if you're watching this video anytime close to the beginning of 2022, try to locate a 2021 that you already like. If you order any of these cars now, it's going to be a 2022. So if your budget includes the high end, like a Redeye, maybe consider the jailbreak. And I'll have another video coming out on that, because now that I've really played around with the configurators, I'm actually very surprised at how limited they made the non-jailbreak and then how open the jailbreak is. I mean, I guess that makes sense, but they actually limited your design on a non-jailbreak model severely, I think, to push you over to the jailbreak, if that makes any type of sense. Okay, so in order to find these last few deals on 2021s, you're going to want to go to shopping tools, and believe me, you're going to want to stay on the Dodge website for this because of what I'm about to show you. Search new inventory. Now remember, there is cars.com, there is Auto Trader, there is Car Gurus, and Car Gurus is great because it does tell you how long the car has been on the lot. The problem that I'm running into with all three of these right now, Car Gurus, Auto Trader, and cars.com, is that the dealership websites are not talking to these, like the days that cars are staying on the lots right now is very, very, very low. And so a lot of these cars aren't even really hitting cars.com. They're selling and then they're staying up there. So I'm getting a lot of false advertising, unintentional. I'm not claiming like intentional false advertising, but basically cars.com and these other third-party websites are just not able to really keep up with how popular these cars are and with how quickly dealerships sell them, if that makes sense. So with that being said, for instance, we'll type in, let's say I was still down in Georgia. So let's do that. Okay, we're looking for, what are we looking for? What vehicle did we select? I don't know if we selected a vehicle. Yeah, let's do a 2021 Challenger, because I'm gonna see if we can find any super stocks down there. Actually, let's do where I grew up. Let's do Maryland, 21044. And if you use this locator, this should give you a much better idea of what is on the remember, this has in transit and on dealer lot, which is really helpful, and it's super easy. You can see the window stickers on here too, so you know if you're getting a good deal or a bad deal right away, basically. Models, so super stock. Okay, cool. So they got 4 super stocks, and look, you can see here it says in transit. So that this is why the Dodge website is super helpful, because you can see this potentially before it's populated on any other website. So you know there's a $94,000 silver and black super stock headed to Beaver Motors Inc. And there's also this even more base model super stock, which I actually am very interested in this one because that's only 89. Only 89 grand for a super stock right now is pretty cheap, because honestly, that one does not have a lot of options, and if you're buying a super stock, chances are you're going to want to go as light as possible. So if you guys can understand kind of why I'm having you use this, it's because you can potentially get way ahead of all the other buyers in the market. You might even know about this car coming before most of the salesmen at your dealership do, because these cars are taking so long to get to the dealerships that a lot of the salesmen and sales managers are just saying, hey, it's going to show up when it shows up, and they're not really doing any front work on these cars because they've been let down. You know, cars are taking 4, 5, 6 months to get there from the factory, so they're not holding their breath. But if you know you want this car, you can contact the dealership and say, hey, I'm just interested in stock number or VIN. You know, it has the VIN right here. Can you let me know when that hits the ground? If you live close to it, you could even drive by the dealership daily, say that's on your commute to work, or just maybe a slight deviation from your commute, because you don't want to come across the dealer like you're just begging for the car. So if it is close, you could really get in with them and basically just know when it pops. Because if you see that thing show up on the truck and you just happen to walk in that day and be like, oh, you got any super stocks? And they're like, oh yeah, one just came off the truck. That might let you avoid the dealer markup that you're seeing on a lot of these Hellcats, SCAT packs, and super stocks that you're seeing. So they expanded the search radius, I believe, on this too. So I think it used to be 200, now it's 250. And then you can, and the best part is on this too, you can select for just super stock or just Redeye or just Redeye WideBody or just a normal Hellcat. They do have normal Hellcats still. It took them a long time to get those in production last year, but they do. So I would highly, highly, highly recommend using this tool. And then even next level, remember that my recommendation for you guys is to search as far as you can, as far away, as big of a bubble as you can. Sometimes the best deal will be right down the road. Other times the best deal will be 500, 600, 700 miles away. So if your search radius can be at least 250, but ideally 500 or maybe even 700 miles away, I know, like basically within a 1 day's drive. So you can drive 500 miles in a day. Can't really drive like 1,500 miles in a day. That's pretty much possible. So what I'm saying is, so say this is Maryland right here. Because Dodge only lets you do a 250-mile search radius, you could also do, you could search down in Georgia, for instance, like this, like my Georgia zip code. This is a little far from each other, but maybe you would search a Virginia zip code and then like a New Jersey zip code and then like a West Virginia zip code. So you get a bigger bubble, getting you to that 500-mile radius. Just a thought. But here you see in Georgia, there's only this one super stock, and it's much more expensive. It's 102, and that's just the MSRP. Lord knows what they're charging. Again, though, look how useful this is on dealer lot, in transit, on dealer lot, on dealer lot. So it's tough out there, folks. I'm not here saying it's easy out there. Remember that your trade-in values on your cars right now, even if it's got a bad accident history, even if it needs a little touch-up paint or whatever it may be, even if it's got a curved wheel, trade-in values are super high right now, and you get that tax incentive in most states. Whatever that trade-in value is, you take that off of the taxable amount. So let's say I traded in, my wife's RAV4, and I got 40 grand for it as a trade-in value, and I was buying the super stock. Then I would only have to pay the difference. So say I negotiated them down to a clean $100,000. I would only pay taxes on $100,000 minus $40,000. I'd only pay taxes on $60,000. So there's that added tax benefit if you guys live in a state that charges sales tax on automobiles and a state that honors that sales tax credit for trade-in vehicles. Now, we've got other videos coming up. I've got a couple more videos that are a little different ways you can save money as well, with ordering cars, with leasing, with purchasing, all that stuff, kind of the usual, but with the 2022 spin on it because the market's changed so much. But I appreciate you guys tuning in. We will do a whole nother video on all that stuff. Remember to check out destroyer1320.com. Get your car protected. If you're driving around and you don't have one of these installed, and you drive your car outside of your property, and honestly, your car can get stolen anywhere. Mine got stolen at a nice hotel. My Charger before that got stolen when I was just local around here. So, there's a reason I have a whole box of these, and then I sell them in person. I try to get you guys who don't live near me, who don't see me at events, I try to get you aware of this too. So use code WBN on destroyer1320.com. The link is in the pinned comment and in the description below. Appreciate you guys tuning in, and I will see you for the next video.